Welcome to Garden Wise Adventures. My name is Malie, and today I wanted to do an update on my citrus plants. Now I live in Utah, zone 6/7, and I grow citrus in pots, and they stay indoors over the winter because it's too cold here for them to be outdoors. Now I also grew citrus in Southern California, and I grew those in ground and absolutely loved them. I missed them so much that I had to grow citrus here. Now, I will link some videos up above that talk a little bit about how I grow the citrus indoors. Now, the last video that I did about my citrus was when I had to pot them up. They had suffered quite a bit. Over last winter, I brought in a pepper plant that brought in a whole host of bugs. We had whitefly and aphids and thrips and all sorts of things. And my citrus really suffered. Plus, they needed to be potted up. So what I did is I took my citrus, I cut them back pretty far, took them out of the pots, repotted them with some new fresh potting soil, and I want to show you the results of that now. So this is my favorite citrus plant. This is an Australian finger lime, and it is doing beautifully. It is looking so much better. We've got all fresh new growth. We've got a lot of new growth on here. It went through a flowering period that I forgot to take pictures of, and we got a few little fruits. Let me see if I can find some. So this right here is what the new baby fruits look like. I didn't get a lot. I did get a couple of them though. We'll just have to wait and see how many of them turn into fruit. Now I do have fruit from last year. I was actually able to harvest one. It didn't turn red like it does in the pictures. It just stayed this color. But it started to split, so I harvested it, and of course I didn't do a video or take a picture of it. And it was extremely sour like a lime. So these are, like I said, Australian blood limes, and they tasted pretty good. I really need to look up how to tell when they're ready to be picked. They're not very big. I'm wondering if it's the age and the size of the plant. This Australian blood lime is, I think this is its second year, so it is really tiny. I have it in a pretty big pot, and then I put it in a mix that's called 511. The video that I linked above will show you exactly what that mix looked like. But with a 511 mixture, it's a lot of perlite, a lot of bark, and a little bit of potting soil, and that just adds great drainage, but it holds enough moisture that they don't dry out too quickly. Now these are my other two citrus trees. Let's see, I'm glad I left the tags on them because I don't remember which one's which. I don't know how well you can read that, but this is an Owari Satsuma. It actually flowered last fall or early this spring and then lost the fruit when I had to prune it back and repot it. But it is looking a lot better than it did before. It really liked that haircut. It likes the fertilizer. I fertilize it with Osmocote 2 to 3 times a year, and then I fertilize it pretty much weekly with a well-balanced fertilizer, and I always usually include CalMag because it seems to give it a lot better color. And I think it's the magnesium that the potted plants have an issue with. This is an improved Meyer lemon. It's finally starting to flush back. It was almost completely bare when I repotted it, and we had to lose several lemons. And I've harvested lemons off this in the past, and they have been delicious. So these two trees right here are about 2 years old, and they are doing much better. I just need to remember to pot them up sooner next time and not bring plants in that are going to bring insect issues. Now this is mid-September, and we haven't had any really cold weather yet. As soon as the temperatures start dipping into the mid-40s in the evenings, I'm going to be taking those plants in. And it isn't going to be much longer before we hit those temperatures. What I think I'm going to need to do to not have bugs is before I bring them in, I'm going to wash them down really well. Then I'm going to soak them in an insecticidal soap. And if at all possible, I want to soak the whole pot in a container that has water and insecticidal soap in it, because I'm hoping that will help reduce the chance of bringing bugs in. So I will make another video when it's time to bring them indoors. And I would love to hear what citrus plants you're growing in the colder climates, which ones you grow indoors, and what you do to mitigate the bug issue when you bring them back and forth. So hopefully this issue has been helpful to you. If it has been helpful, I hope you like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and go have a wonderful garden adventure.